Funfi, stop waiting for the perfect moment. Start with today. Let me ask you something. How many dreams have been delayed because you were waiting for the right time? How many opportunities have slipped away because you believed you needed to feel more confident, more prepared, or more certain before taking the first step? The truth is, most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they spend years waiting for conditions that never arrive. They tell themselves, "I'll start next Monday. I'll begin when I have more money. When life becomes less stressful. When I feel ready. When everything finally falls into place." But here's what life teaches us over and over again. There is no perfect moment. There is only this moment. The people who transform their lives aren't the ones who had perfect timing. They're the ones who decided that today was enough. Think about it. Every successful person you admire started before they felt completely ready. They faced uncertainty. They doubted themselves. They made mistakes. They learned as they went. The difference wasn't that they had fewer fears. The difference was that they refused to let fear become their excuse. Waiting feels safe. It feels comfortable because as long as you haven't started, you can keep believing that one day everything will magically become easier. But comfort has a hidden cost. Every day you postpone your dream, you lose something you can never get back: time. And time is the one resource no one can earn twice. Imagine standing exactly where you are today 1 year from now. Would you rather say, "I'm glad I started," or "I wish I had started"? That decision is being made today. Not tomorrow, not next month, right now. Here's something most people never realize. Confidence doesn't come before action. Confidence comes because of action. You don't wake up one morning feeling fearless. You become fearless after proving to yourself, day after day, that you can keep moving even when fear is present. Every small action sends a message to your mind. It says, "I keep my promises. I finish what I begin. I am becoming someone who takes action." And with every promise you keep, your confidence grows stronger. Many people believe that changing their life requires one giant breakthrough. It doesn't. Real transformation is built through ordinary decisions repeated consistently. Choosing to wake up a little earlier, reading 10 pages instead of scrolling for an hour, going for a walk instead of making another excuse, practicing a new skill for 30 minutes every day, saving a little money, making one important phone call, sending one email, recording one video, writing one page. None of these actions seem life-changing on their own. But when repeated every day for 90 days, they become unstoppable momentum. Success is rarely created by dramatic moments. It is created by disciplined moments that nobody applauds. The greatest danger isn't making mistakes. The greatest danger is convincing yourself that you have endless time. You don't. Every sunrise gives you 24 new hours. Every sunset quietly reminds you that one more day is gone forever. That's not meant to create fear. It's meant to create urgency. Because your future is built one day at a time. And today's decisions become tomorrow's reality. Maybe you've failed before. Maybe you've started and stopped more times than you can count. Maybe you've broken promises to yourself. That doesn't mean your future is broken. It simply means today is your opportunity to make a different decision. The past can teach you, but it should never imprison you. Don't ask whether you'll succeed immediately. Ask whether you're willing to begin. Because beginnings create progress. Progress creates confidence. Confidence creates consistency, and consistency changes lives. Imagine where you could be 90 days from today if you refuse to wait any longer. Imagine the habits you could build, the strength you could develop, the opportunities you could create. The peace you could feel knowing you finally stopped talking about your dreams and started living them. No one is coming to hand you the perfect moment. You create it, right here, right now. Today isn't ordinary. Today is the starting line. And years from now, you may look back on this very moment and realize it wasn't the day everything became easy. It was the day everything began to change. So stop waiting. Stop postponing your future. Stop believing you need permission. The next 90 days are already coming. The only question is this: will they pass with excuses? Or will they become the 90 days that completely transform your life? Funfia small daily actions create extraordinary results. Most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a single day, but they dramatically underestimate what they can accomplish in 90 days. That misunderstanding is the reason so many dreams remain unfinished. We live in a world that celebrates dramatic transformations. We admire overnight success stories. We scroll through before and after pictures. We hear about businesses that suddenly exploded. We see athletes standing on podiums. We watch speakers commanding thousands of people, and we assume there must have been one defining moment that changed everything. But that's rarely how success works. Behind every overnight success are months, often years, of invisible effort that no one applauded. Behind every confident speaker were countless hours speaking to empty rooms. Behind every successful entrepreneur were hundreds of ordinary days, solving ordinary problems. Behind every strong body were thousands of small decisions to show up, train, and stay disciplined. Extraordinary lives are built through ordinary actions, repeated consistently. That's the part people don't always find exciting. Because small actions don't create instant applause. They don't make headlines. They don't give you immediate proof that your life is changing. But they are quietly building a future that one day everyone will notice. Think about the way a tree grows. You don't plant a seed on Monday and expect shade by Friday. For weeks, sometimes months, it looks like nothing is happening. Yet beneath the surface, roots are spreading deeper every single day. The strongest growth is invisible before it becomes visible. Your life works the same way. Every small action you take is another root. Every disciplined choice strengthens your foundation. Every promise you keep to yourself makes you a little stronger than yesterday. The problem is that most people quit because they judge their progress too early. They go to the gym for 5 days and expect a different body. They read one book and expect a different mindset. They upload 3 videos and expect millions of views. They save money for 2 weeks and wonder why they aren't financially free. When they don't see immediate results, they assume their effort isn't working. But growth doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it's happening quietly. Sometimes the greatest progress is taking place where your eyes can't yet see it. Imagine filling a bucket with drops of water. One drop seems meaningless. The second drop changes almost nothing. Even after 100 drops, it still feels slow. But eventually, the bucket overflows. The overflow didn't happen because of the last drop alone. It happened because every single drop mattered. Your daily actions are those drops. One workout, one healthy meal, one chapter read, one difficult conversation, 1 hour of focused work, one encouraging prayer, one new skill practiced, one distraction avoided. Individually, they may seem insignificant. Together, they become unstoppable momentum. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in life. Starting is difficult. Continuing becomes easier. Eventually, discipline begins to feel natural. What once required effort becomes part of who you are. That's why your daily habits are shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. Every day you are becoming someone. The question isn't whether you're changing. The question is what you're changing into. Every choice casts a vote for the person you will become. When you wake up early despite wanting more sleep, you're voting for discipline. When you choose learning instead of endless distractions, you're voting for growth. When you stay calm under pressure, you're voting for emotional strength. When you finish what you started, you're voting for reliability. Identity isn't built in one grand decision. It's built through thousands of tiny decisions. That's why consistency is more powerful than intensity. Anyone can be motivated for one day. Anyone can work hard for one weekend. Anyone can feel inspired after watching a motivational video. But real transformation belongs to the people who keep showing up after the excitement disappears, when no one is watching, when no one is cheering, when progress feels painfully slow. Those are the moments that separate dreamers from achievers. Because success isn't about doing something extraordinary once. It's about doing ordinary things extraordinarily well, over and over again. Think about a sculptor creating a masterpiece. The sculpture isn't created with one strike of the hammer. It's shaped through thousands of careful, intentional movements. Each strike removes only a tiny piece, but eventually a beautiful work of art appears. Your character is being sculpted in exactly the same way. Every challenge teaches patience. Every setback builds resilience. Every difficult day strengthens perseverance. Every disciplined decision shapes your future. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing they need more motivation. Most of the time, they don't. They need better systems. Motivation comes and goes. Feelings change. Energy rises and falls. Life becomes busy. Unexpected problems appear. If your success depends only on how motivated you feel, your progress will always be unpredictable. But habits don't ask how you feel. Habits simply ask whether you'll keep your commitment. That's why successful people don't rely on inspiration. They rely on routines. They decide in advance who they want to become. Then they let their daily actions reinforce that decision. Some days you'll feel unstoppable. Other days you'll feel tired. Some mornings you'll wake up excited. Other mornings you'll wonder if your effort is making any difference. Keep going anyway. Because every day you continue, you're strengthening something far more valuable than motivation. You're strengthening your character. Character is what remains when emotions disappear. Character is what keeps you moving when excuses sound convincing. Character is what allows ordinary people to achieve extraordinary things. Never underestimate what 90 days of focused consistency can accomplish. 90 days of reading can completely reshape your thinking. 90 days of exercise can transform your health. 90 days of saving can change your financial habits. 90 days of learning can open doors you never imagined. 90 days of courage can completely redirect the course of your life. Not because of one giant breakthrough, but because of hundreds of small victories stacked together. Imagine looking back 90 days from now. You won't remember every workout. You won't remember every early morning. You won't remember every page you read. But you'll notice something remarkable. You'll feel stronger, more confident, more disciplined, more focused. You'll realize you're becoming someone different. Not because one extraordinary event changed your life, but because ordinary days were used in extraordinary ways. Remember this whenever you feel like your effort isn't enough. Never measure the power of today's action by today's results. Measure it by the person it is helping you become. Because every disciplined choice is preparing a future version of you who will one day look back with gratitude and say, "I'm so glad I didn't give up." The next 90 days will pass whether you use them wisely or waste them. Time never stops moving. The calendar keeps turning. Every sunrise gives you another opportunity. Every sunset asks one simple question. What did you do with today? So don't wait for one massive breakthrough. Don't underestimate one small improvement. Don't ignore one disciplined decision. Those small daily actions may seem ordinary now, but one day you'll look around at the life you've built and realize something incredible. It wasn't one giant leap that changed everything. It was the courage to take one small step every single day, and those small steps became the extraordinary life you once only dreamed about. Eliminate the habits that are holding you back. If you truly want the next 90 days to change your life, there's something important you need to understand. Success is not only about what you start, it's also about what you're willing to stop. Most people spend all their energy asking, "What new habit should I build?" But very few stop to ask an even more powerful question. What habits are quietly stealing my future? Because here's the truth. Your life is shaped just as much by the things you repeatedly do that hurt you as it is by the things that help you. You can have the biggest dreams, the clearest goals, the strongest desire to succeed. But if your daily habits are pulling you backward, your future will always feel like you're driving with one foot on the accelerator and the other on the brake. You'll work hard, yet stay in the same place. You'll stay busy, yet make very little progress. You'll wonder why life isn't changing, not because you aren't capable, but because your habits are deciding your future before your goals ever get the chance. Here's something worth remembering. Your habits don't care about your intentions. They only respond to your actions. You may intend to become healthier, You may intend to become financially free. You may intend to become more disciplined. You may intend to build a successful career or business. But intention without action changes nothing. Every day, your habits cast a vote for the life you're creating. And eventually, those votes become your reality. Think about a ship trying to reach its destination. Even if the captain has the correct map, one small change in direction can take the ship somewhere completely different over time. Habits work exactly the same way. One unnecessary hour wasted today doesn't seem important. One unhealthy choice feels harmless. One excuse sounds reasonable. One promise broken to yourself appears insignificant. But repeated every day, those tiny decisions slowly move you away from the life you want. That's why the most dangerous habits are rarely dramatic. They're ordinary, they're comfortable, they're familiar. They're the little routines you've repeated so often that you no longer notice them. Scrolling through your phone every time you feel bored. Procrastinating because the task feels difficult. Comparing your life to everyone else's. Complaining more than creating. Watching hours disappear without purpose. Making excuses instead of making progress. Breaking promises to yourself. Waiting for motivation before taking action. These habits don't destroy your future overnight. They slowly steal it one day at a time. And because the damage is gradual, it's easy to convince yourself that nothing is wrong. But every day spent repeating the same destructive patterns is another day your potential remains locked away. The good news is this: habits can be changed, not because it's easy, but because every habit was learned, and what has been learned can also be replaced. The first step is awareness. You cannot change what you refuse to recognize. Pay attention to your daily routines. Notice where your time goes. Notice what drains your energy. Notice the excuses you repeat most often. Notice the situations where you always give up. Because your awareness becomes the beginning of your freedom. Once you identify the habits holding you back, don't try to change your entire life in one day. That approach usually leads to frustration. Instead, choose one habit, just one. Focus on replacing it consistently. If you spend an hour scrolling through social media every night, replace part of that time with reading. If you constantly delay important work, commit to working for just 15 focused minutes. If negative thoughts dominate your mind, begin each morning by writing down 3 things you're grateful for. Small replacements become powerful transformations. Because nature hates empty spaces. If you only try to remove a bad habit without replacing it, that habit often returns. Replace distraction with purpose. Replace fear with action. Replace complaining with gratitude. Replace doubt with learning. Replace excuses with discipline. Over time, those replacements become your new normal. Another habit that silently destroys progress is seeking comfort above everything else. Comfort feels good in the moment. But growth rarely happens inside your comfort zone. Every meaningful achievement asks something of you. It asks you to wake up when you'd rather sleep, to practice when you'd rather quit, to stay patient when results are slow, to keep believing when no one else understands your vision. Growth often feels uncomfortable. That's not a sign you're failing. It's a sign you're changing. The people who build extraordinary lives don't avoid discomfort. They learn to walk through it. They understand that temporary discomfort creates permanent strength, while temporary comfort often creates permanent regret. There's another habit that deserves your attention, the habit of speaking negatively to yourself. Sometimes the loudest voice holding you back isn't the world. It's the one inside your own mind. I'm not good enough. I'm always behind. I'll probably fail. Someone else can do it better. Those words become beliefs, and beliefs become behavior. If you constantly tell yourself that success isn't possible, you'll unconsciously act in ways that prove yourself right. Change the conversation. Speak to yourself with honesty, but also with hope. Instead of saying, I can't do this, ask, how can I learn this? Instead of saying, I'm not ready, remind yourself, I become ready by taking action. Instead of saying, I've failed too many times, tell yourself, every lesson is preparing me for future success. Your words matter. Because the person you talk to most every day is yourself. One habit that often goes unnoticed is constantly comparing your journey to someone else's. Comparison steals your peace. It blinds you to your own progress. Someone will always be ahead of you in one area of life, but someone else is looking at your progress, wishing they had your courage. Focus on becoming a better version of yourself, not a copy of someone else. The goal isn't to win someone else's race. The goal is to faithfully run your own. Remember, discipline isn't about perfection. You'll still have difficult days. You'll still make mistakes. You'll still occasionally fall back into old patterns. That doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're human. The key is not to let one bad decision become a bad week. Don't allow one missed workout to become quitting altogether. Don't let one unproductive day become a month of excuses. Stand back up quickly. Continue moving forward. Progress is built by people who recover faster, not people who never stumble. Imagine yourself 90 days from now. Imagine waking up with more energy, more confidence, more focus, more self-respect. Imagine looking in the mirror and knowing that you kept your promises to yourself. That feeling cannot be bought. It cannot be borrowed. It must be earned one disciplined decision at a time. The habits you eliminate today create space for the life you want tomorrow. Every distraction you remove makes room for greater focus. Every excuse you eliminate creates more opportunity. Every unhealthy pattern you replace strengthens the person you're becoming. So don't just ask yourself what you need to add to your life. Ask yourself what you need to let go of. Because sometimes your greatest breakthrough doesn't come from doing more. It comes from finally releasing the habits that have been holding you back for far too long. The next 90 days can absolutely change everything, but only if you're willing to stop feeding the habits that keep you living the same yesterday, over and over again. Choose discipline over distraction, purpose over comfort, growth over excuses, and watch how the life you've been hoping for slowly becomes the life you're actually living. One person's build the identity of the person you want to become. If you want the next 90 days to completely transform your life, you must understand one powerful truth. Your future is not created by your wishes. It is created by your identity. Most people spend their lives chasing goals. I want to lose weight. I want to become successful. I want to earn more money. I want to become more confident. I want a better life. Those goals are important. But goals alone don't change people. Identity does. Because every action you take is a reflection of who you believe you are. Think about it. If someone believes they are an unhealthy person, every healthy decision feels like a struggle. If someone believes they are always unlucky, they begin expecting disappointment before they even try. If someone believes they are lazy, every act of discipline feels unnatural. But when your identity changes, your actions begin to change naturally. The biggest mistake many people make is trying to change their life without changing the story they tell themselves. They focus on changing their circumstances, but they never change the person creating those circumstances. And that's why they keep returning to the same habits, the same excuses, and the same results. Real transformation begins the moment you stop asking, "What do I want to achieve?" and start asking, "Who do I need to become?" Because becoming always comes before achieving. The successful business owner didn't simply build a business. They first became someone who solved problems consistently. The confident speaker didn't wake up fearless. They became someone who was willing to speak, even while feeling nervous. The disciplined athlete didn't rely on motivation. They became the kind of person who honored their commitments, regardless of how they felt. Success is never just about the destination. It's about becoming the kind of person who belongs there. Imagine someone handing you the life you've always dreamed about today. Would you have the habits to protect it? Would you have the discipline to maintain it? Would you have the wisdom to handle it? Many people ask for opportunities they haven't yet prepared themselves to keep. That's why the work of becoming is so important. Life often rewards the person you've become long before it rewards the goals you've written down. Identity is built one decision at a time. Every morning you choose discipline over excuses, you're shaping your identity. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, You're becoming more trustworthy. Every difficult conversation you choose to have instead of avoiding it builds courage. Every challenge you face instead of running away strengthens your character. These moments may seem ordinary, but together, they create the person you're becoming. One of the most powerful questions you can ask yourself every day is this: what would the person I want to become do right now? If you want to become healthy, how would that version of you eat today? If you want to become confident, how would that version of you speak today? If you want to become financially responsible, what decisions would that version of you make with money today? If you want to become successful, what would that version of you do with the next hour? Notice something. You don't have to wait until you've reached your goal to begin acting like the person who belongs there. You begin today. Because every action is a vote for the identity you're building. You don't become disciplined after doing something once. You become disciplined by repeatedly choosing discipline. You don't become confident because someone compliments you. You become confident because you repeatedly prove to yourself that you can handle difficult situations. You don't become resilient by avoiding challenges. You become resilient by walking through them. Identity grows through repetition, not perfection. Many people make the mistake of believing they need to completely reinvent themselves overnight. But lasting change rarely happens that way. Instead, imagine laying one brick every single day. One brick seems insignificant, but after 90 days you've built something solid. After 1 year, you've built something remarkable. Character is built exactly like that. One honest decision, one disciplined morning, one promise kept, one excuse refused, one act of kindness, 1 hour of focused work. Each decision places another brick in the foundation of your future. Eventually, those bricks become the life everyone else calls success. Another important truth is this: stop borrowing your identity from other people's opinions. Too many people allow compliments to define them. Too many people allow criticism to destroy them. If someone praises them, they feel valuable. If someone doubts them, they question everything. That is an exhausting way to live. Your identity must be rooted in your values, not in other people's approval. People will misunderstand you. Some will doubt your vision. Some will criticize your progress. Others won't notice your effort at all. Keep becoming anyway. Because your purpose is bigger than their opinion. The strongest people aren't those who receive the most applause. They're the ones who continue growing even in silence. Remember, your environment also shapes your identity. Look closely at the voices you listen to every day, the conversations you participate in, the content you consume, the people you spend time with. Everything around you is influencing the person you're becoming. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, excuses become normal. If you're surrounded by growth, discipline begins to feel natural. Protect your environment, because your environment often becomes your future. There will be days when you don't feel like the person you're trying to become. You'll doubt yourself. You'll make mistakes. You'll fall short. That's okay. Identity isn't built by never failing. It's built by refusing to let failure define you. Every setback is simply another opportunity to reinforce who you're becoming. When you fall, stand back up. When you lose confidence, take one courageous step. When you make a mistake, learn from it instead of living inside it. Growth belongs to those who continue. Imagine yourself 90 days from now, not just with better results, but with a stronger identity. Imagine waking up knowing you're someone who follows through, someone who keeps promises, someone who chooses discipline over comfort, someone who faces challenges with courage, someone who doesn't quit when life becomes difficult. That version of you is not created by luck. It's created by daily choices. One decision at a time, one habit at a time, one ordinary day at a time. The beautiful thing about identity is that nobody can build it for you. Nobody can hand it to you. Nobody can take it away once you've earned it. It becomes part of who you are. And once your identity changes, your actions begin to align with it. Your confidence grows. Your discipline strengthens. Your standards rise. Your future expands. So don't spend the next 90 days simply chasing results. Spend the next 90 days becoming the kind of person who naturally creates those results. Because success is never something you simply achieve. It is something your character eventually attracts. Build your identity carefully, protect it fiercely, strengthen it daily. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the greatest transformation wasn't just in your career, your finances, or your achievements. The greatest transformation was in the person you became along the way. And that person will be capable of creating a future far greater than anything you can imagine today. Fun fees, stay consistent even when you see no immediate results. There is a moment that every person who is chasing a meaningful goal will eventually face. It's the moment when you've been putting in the effort, showing up every day, keeping your promises, doing everything you said you would do, and yet nothing seems to be happening. The results aren't visible. The recognition isn't coming. The breakthrough hasn't arrived, and a quiet voice in your mind begins to whisper, "Is any of this even worth it?" That is the moment that separates people who dream from people who achieve. Because anyone can stay committed when progress is obvious. Anyone can stay motivated when life rewards them immediately. Anyone can work hard when everyone is cheering them on. But real character is revealed when you continue working in silence. When nobody notices, when nobody applauds, when nobody tells you to keep going. The greatest victories are often born during the seasons when it feels like nothing is changing. We live in a world that has trained us to expect instant results. We expect instant messages, instant entertainment, instant deliveries, instant answers. And without realizing it, we begin expecting instant success too. But life doesn't work that way. The things that matter most take time. Strong relationships take time. Wisdom takes time. Confidence takes time. Discipline takes time. Financial stability takes time. Mastery takes time. A meaningful life is never built overnight. It is built one faithful day after another. Imagine planting a seed deep into the ground. You water it. You protect it. You care for it. Then you return the next morning expecting to see a tree. Of course you don't. Does that mean the seed has failed? No. It means something important is happening beneath the surface. Roots are growing where your eyes cannot see. Before anything grows upward, it must first grow downward. The same is true for your life. Sometimes your greatest growth is invisible. You're becoming more patient, more disciplined, more resilient, more focused, more emotionally strong. These are the roots that will eventually support the success everyone else sees. The danger is that many people stop watering the seed because they mistake invisible progress for no progress. Don't make that mistake. Just because you can't see the results today doesn't mean your effort isn't creating tomorrow. One of the biggest reasons people quit too early is because they compare their beginning to someone else's middle. They see someone who has already reached success. They admire the confidence, the achievements, the opportunities, the recognition. But they rarely see the years of quiet work that came first. Every successful person has a chapter that no one talks about. The chapter where they questioned themselves. The chapter where they felt unnoticed. The chapter where they wondered if they should give up. The difference is simple. They kept going. Consistency is not glamorous. Most days it feels ordinary. Sometimes it even feels boring. There are no fireworks when you wake up early. No standing ovation when you choose discipline over excuses. No celebration because you stayed focused while everyone else became distracted. Yet those ordinary moments quietly build an extraordinary future. People often believe that motivation creates consistency. In reality, consistency creates motivation. The more you show up, the more confidence you build. The more confidence you build, the easier it becomes to keep showing up. Momentum doesn't begin with feelings. It begins with decisions. There will be mornings when you don't feel inspired. There will be afternoons when you're tired. There will be evenings when quitting feels easier than continuing. Those are the moments that matter most. Because your future isn't shaped by what you do on your best days. It's shaped by what you choose to do on your hardest ones. Anyone can move forward when everything is easy. Champions keep moving when life becomes difficult. Never confuse a lack of visible results with a lack of progress. Think about learning a new skill. On the first day you struggle. On the second day, you still make mistakes. Even after weeks, improvement may seem small. Then one day something clicks. The skill that once felt impossible suddenly feels natural. That breakthrough didn't happen in one moment. It was built by every practice session that came before it. Success works the same way. Breakthroughs are usually the visible reward for invisible consistency. Many people quit just before their hard work begins to pay off. Not because they lacked ability, but because they became impatient. Patience is one of the greatest forms of strength. It is the ability to keep planting even when the harvest hasn't appeared. To keep believing even when circumstances haven't changed. To keep improving even when nobody is watching. Remember this? Life often tests your commitment before it rewards your effort. It asks, will you continue even without immediate evidence? Will you remain faithful to your purpose when progress feels slow? Will you trust the process long enough for it to transform you? Your answer to those questions determines your future. Another reason consistency matters is because it changes your identity. Every time you show up, you're telling yourself, I am someone who finishes what I start. I am someone who keeps promises. I am someone who refuses to quit. Those statements become beliefs. Those beliefs become habits. Those habits become your character, and your character becomes your destiny. Imagine looking back 90 days from now. Perhaps you won't have achieved every goal yet. Perhaps there will still be challenges ahead. But if you've remained consistent, you'll notice something incredible. You'll think differently. You'll carry yourself differently. You'll have more confidence, more discipline, more resilience. Because consistency changes you before it changes your circumstances. That's why it's so powerful. Don't allow emotions to become your leader. Feelings are temporary. Purpose is stronger. There will be days when you feel unstoppable. There will also be days when doubt fills your mind. Neither day should decide whether you continue. Your commitment must be greater than your emotions. When you build your life on commitment instead of feelings, you become unstoppable. Remember that no effort done with purpose is ever wasted. Every page you read expands your mind. Every workout strengthens your body. Every difficult conversation improves your communication. Every hour spent learning increases your value. Every disciplined decision shapes your future. Nothing is lost. Everything is preparing you. There may come a day when all those quiet efforts suddenly come together. People will call you lucky. They'll say you became successful overnight. They'll admire the confidence they now see. What they won't see are the countless mornings you wanted to stay in bed, but got up anyway. The evenings you kept working while others gave up. The days you believed in your future, even when there was no evidence. That's the story behind every meaningful achievement. It's a story written through consistency. So if you're in a season where your hard work feels invisible, keep going. If you're doing everything right, but the results haven't appeared, keep going. If you're questioning whether your effort matters, keep going. Because the next 90 days are not asking you to be perfect. They are asking you to be faithful. Faithful to your goals. Faithful to your values. Faithful to your daily disciplines. Faithful to the person you're becoming. One day you'll wake up and realize the breakthrough you were praying for didn't arrive because of one extraordinary moment. It arrived because you refused to stop during all the ordinary ones. Stay consistent. Trust the process. Protect your discipline. Believe in the unseen work taking place inside you. Because extraordinary results are rarely created by extraordinary days. They are created by ordinary days repeated with extraordinary commitment. And when you finally reach the place you've been working toward, you'll discover something beautiful. The greatest reward wasn't just the success you achieved. The greatest reward was becoming the kind of person who never gave up when success was still invisible. Phase, your life 90 days from now depends on the choices you make today. Imagine waking up exactly 90 days from this moment. Close your eyes for a second and picture that future version of yourself. Where are you? How do you feel when you look in the mirror? What kind of habits have become normal? How much stronger, wiser, healthier, and more confident have you become? Now ask yourself an even more important question. What decisions did that future version of you make to get there? Because the person you become 90 days from now is not being created in the future. That person is being created today, right now. With every choice you make, most people think their future arrives all at once. It doesn't. The future quietly arrives one decision at a time. Every morning you wake up, life places two paths in front of you. One path leads toward growth. The other leads toward comfort. One asks you to become better. The other asks you to stay the same. The difference between those two paths is rarely dramatic. In fact, it often looks incredibly small. One extra hour spent learning instead of scrolling. One healthy meal instead of another unhealthy habit. One difficult conversation instead of avoiding the truth. One chapter read. One workout completed. One promise kept. One excuse rejected. They seem like tiny decisions, but tiny decisions repeated over 90 days become life-changing results. Never underestimate the power of a single day. People often say, "It's only one day," but your life is made of days. Your future is simply a collection of todays. If you waste enough todays, you'll eventually create a future full of regret. If you invest enough todays, you'll create a future full of possibilities. Every sunrise is more than the beginning of another day. It is another opportunity to become the person you've been hoping to become. One of the greatest lies we tell ourselves is, "I'll start tomorrow." Tomorrow feels safe because it carries no responsibility. Tomorrow never asks you to act. Tomorrow only asks you to imagine. But dreams don't grow inside imagination alone. They grow through action. And action can only happen today. The person who changes their life doesn't wait for January. They don't wait for Monday. They don't wait until motivation arrives. They understand something powerful. The best time to begin is the moment you decide that your future matters more than your excuses. Think about a pilot flying across the ocean. A tiny adjustment of just a few degrees at the beginning of the journey can completely change where the plane lands. Life works the same way. Small choices may seem insignificant today, but over weeks and months, they completely alter your destination. One decision to improve your health can give you years of greater energy. One decision to learn a new skill can open opportunities you never imagined. One decision to forgive someone can free your heart from years of bitterness. One decision to believe in yourself can become the beginning of an entirely different life. The opposite is also true. Small negative choices don't appear dangerous at first. Skipping one opportunity, breaking one promise to yourself, choosing distraction over purpose, accepting average when you're capable of excellence. Again and again, eventually those small compromises become habits. And habits become your future. That's why every decision matters. Not because it's perfect, but because it moves you in a direction. Direction is more important than speed. Some people move quickly in the wrong direction. Others move slowly towards something meaningful. Always choose the right direction. Success is never about racing other people. It's about faithfully walking toward the life you were created to build. Another important truth is this. Your decisions don't just change your circumstances. They change your identity. Every courageous choice teaches your mind, "I am becoming someone who takes action." Every disciplined decision whispers, "I can trust myself." Every challenge you face instead of avoiding strengthens your confidence. Identity isn't built by what you wish for. It's built by what you repeatedly choose. And once your identity changes, your future begins changing with it. There will be days when the right choice feels difficult. You'll be tired. You'll doubt yourself. You'll wonder if one decision can really make a difference. Remember this, nobody becomes extraordinary because of one extraordinary day. They become extraordinary because they consistently choose what is right over what is easy. The easy choice often gives immediate comfort. The right choice gives lasting fulfillment. Choose the life that rewards you tomorrow instead of only satisfying you today. Imagine standing 90 days from now looking back at this very moment. What would your future self thank you for? Would they thank you for spending another evening making excuses? Or would they thank you for finally beginning? Would they thank you for staying inside your comfort zone? Or would they thank you for taking the risk that changed everything? Would they thank you for waiting? Or would they thank you for acting? Your future self is depending on the choices you're making today, not someday. Today, the beautiful thing about life is that you don't need to control everything. You don't need every answer. You don't need perfect conditions. You only need the courage to make the next right decision, then the next one, then the next. Success is built exactly that way. Decision by decision, habit by habit, day by day. There will be setbacks, there will be disappointments. Some days won't go according to plan. Don't allow one difficult day to convince you that your future has been ruined. One bad day cannot destroy 90 days of commitment unless you decide to stop. Stand up, learn the lesson, adjust your course, keep moving forward. Progress belongs to those who continue. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is learning to become responsible for your choices. Not because life is always fair, it isn't. Unexpected problems happen, people disappoint us, circumstances change. But while you cannot control everything that happens around you, you can always choose your response. And your response shapes your future far more than your circumstances ever will. Responsibility is not about carrying guilt. It's about recognizing your power. The power to decide, the power to grow, the power to begin again. Every single morning gives you another opportunity to exercise that power. Never believe that 90 days is too short to change your life. 90 days is enough to build discipline, enough to improve your health, enough to strengthen your mindset, enough to develop confidence, enough to learn valuable skills, enough to create momentum that carries you into an entirely different future. The next 90 days will pass, whether you use them wisely or not. Time never asks for permission. It simply keeps moving. The calendar will continue turning. The seasons will continue changing. The question is not whether 90 days will pass. The question is who you will become before they do. When this journey began, you may have wanted different results. Now I hope you want something even greater, a different identity, a stronger character, a wiser mindset, a more disciplined heart. Because results can be lost, but the person you become has the ability to create those results again and again. So don't wait for another sign. Don't wait for another perfect opportunity. Don't wait for life to become easier. Choose today. Choose growth. Choose discipline. Choose courage. Choose consistency. Choose the future over temporary comfort. Because one day, 90 days from now, you'll wake up and realize something extraordinary. The life you once wished for didn't appear by accident. It was built through hundreds of ordinary choices made with extraordinary commitment. And you'll smile with quiet confidence, knowing that everything began the moment you decided that today's decisions were more important than yesterday's excuses. That is the power of 90 days. That is the power of your choices. And that is how an ordinary season becomes the beginning of an extraordinary life. Farah's ending of speech. As we come to the end of this conversation, I want to leave you with one final thought. 90 days may not seem like a long time. It can pass in what feels like the blink of an eye. The question is not whether the next 90 days will pass. They will. The real question is this: who will you become before they do? Will you wake up 90 days from now carrying the same excuses, the same fears, and the same regrets? Or will you wake up stronger, more disciplined, more confident, and proud of the promises you kept to yourself? Remember, your future is not waiting for one perfect opportunity. It is waiting for one courageous decision. A decision to begin. A decision to stay consistent. A decision to believe in yourself even before the results appear. You don't need to change your entire life today. You simply need to make today's decisions differently than you made yesterday's. One better choice, one better habit, one better hour. Then repeat it tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. Never underestimate what can happen when ordinary days are lived with extraordinary intention. Because success isn't built in one giant leap. It is built through hundreds of small decisions that no one sees. The mornings when you choose discipline over comfort. The evenings when you continue working instead of giving up. The moments when you believe in your future, even when your circumstances haven't caught up yet. Those are the moments that shape your destiny. There will be days when progress feels slow. Keep going. There will be days when doubt tries to convince you to quit. Keep going. There will be days when no one notices your effort. Keep going. Because one day, people will see the results. But only you will know the price you paid to earn them. Your future is not determined by luck. It is not determined by talent alone. It is determined by the choices you make repeatedly when nobody is watching. So make a promise to yourself today. Don't wait for another Monday. Don't wait for another month. Don't wait for another year. The best time to become the person you've always wanted to be is now. 90 days from today, you can be living with more confidence, greater discipline, stronger habits, and a completely different mindset. The opportunity is in front of you. The decision is yours. So when you leave here today, don't just feel inspired. Take action, because inspiration fades. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates transformation. And transformation creates the life you've been dreaming about. The next 90 days are a gift. Treat them like they matter. Protect your time. Guard your focus. Honor your commitments. Believe in your potential. And never forget this: every sunrise is another chance to rewrite your story. Every decision is another step toward the life you deserve. Every day is another opportunity to become stronger than the person you were yesterday. The next 90 days can truly change everything, but only if you decide that today is the day your new life begins. Thank you for listening. Now go and make the next 90 days the most powerful chapter of your life. God bless you, and I'll see you at the finish line.